In the last couple of days, the CS2 case market has had significant rises in price. A lot of cases upon the market have risen like 20% in just a few days. For example, the fracture case currently reaching almost new all-time highs, selling for 87 cents, somewhere in that area. And the supply of these is actually not huge. As you can see, there's only 61,000 of these listed, and this is not a lot by any means. The supply is limited, this case has been discontinued, and generally speaking, a lot of people are believing that we'll never see any new CS2 cases in the game, and that's why across the board a lot of discontinued cases that are not too expensive, I would say, are currently rising in price. I mean, expect the ones that are currently in the active drop pool, that's a different story for them right now. Also, the snakebite case, if you have invested into these cases, they're generally going up in market value right now. Not a lot of supply left, obviously, more than some other cases, obviously, because these haven't been discontinued for such a long time, I would say. Cases are always a good investment if you invest into them and keep them, for example, in your storage unit for a certain amount of time. Right now, we know for a fact that Valve is not going to remove any new CS2 cases into the game. At the end of the day, Valve is kind of baiting us because they are not bringing a new update to the game. I mean, to be exact, no Armory update. A lot of people and investors were speculating that some of the Armory items will be finally announced discontinued, or at least some charms or stickers, but Valve actually did nothing. So there's rumors going around that Valve could be preparing something huge, like an Armory update, maybe within operation or something along those lines, because we've seen some new things introduced to the file, some money stacks and some random other things. And also here's my go-to investment, the Zeus Dragon Snow from the Overpass collection. To be exact, I would rather aim for some factory new conditions, because these will be the most desirable ones. You can find them on third-party websites for around like what, $150 to $170. Some third-party sites sell these skins even cheaper, so definitely go ahead and watch out. The flows are also super important, obviously, for some trade-ups. But if you want a nice play skin, you can also take a look at the AWP Krakow. I mean, yes, these skins are very beautiful and there's definitely already some investors out there. But if you haven't still touched this skin, you can definitely find some nice great deals on third-party websites as well, because a lot of people are giving up on the Armory investments. And during these times, it's notoriously the best time to buy these investments. Obviously, it's not at an all-time low, but the potential to rise is just there. All we just need is a big update in the Armory and some of these skins could start rising by tomorrow, right? And if you're looking for some cheaper investments, go for the Mac 10 Pipsqueak in the factory new condition. These skins are, generally speaking, currently rising up on the Steam community market, but that's to be expected. And even though they haven't been still announced discontinued or not even removed from the Armory, they're still kinda bullish just because they get used up in trade-ups a lot, and generally speaking, factory new Overpass mil specs will be very desirable in the future. I'm very sure about it. Just for example, some graphic design collection mil spec skins cost around like 10 to even more euros in a factory new condition. And as you know, we are currently doing the M4 Evanescence leaded glass giveaway. If you want to participate and win this skin, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up on this video, comment something down below, and make sure that your Steam trade link is in your YouTube description so I can see it, and if you win, I will send you the skin right away. I wish to all of you the best of luck. I will be choosing a random comment, and let's get right into the next investment on our list. The AVP Atheris is just doing incredible things upon the community market. I mean, generally speaking, the factory new condition is currently exploding in price, you could say. I mean, it's absolutely insane to imagine that this Prisma purple skin in the factory new condition is going for over 50 euros, or almost to that 50 euro mark, which is absolutely insane. I mean, I remember back in the day this skin was what, like 15 to 17 euros, as you can see up on the Steam community market, even cheaper. And some investors always were thinking that this play skin is very beautiful, is undervalued, and that the factory new version has a lot of potential. I mean, ever since it has more than doubled in price, I mean, it has more than quadrupled in price, which is absolutely insane for such a nice play skin. I mean, over the long run, I don't see these skins crashing a lot in price. It will stay relatively stable. I think that's the new set price for this skin, and I'm kind of happy just because I own this skin, and not because I made profit on it, but just because it's a generally beautiful looking skin. You should check it out. I mean, if we compare it to the AK-47 Slate, I mean, don't mind the stickers, I just chose a random one of the Steam community market in the factory new condition, and these are currently selling for around like what, $25, somewhere in that area. In my opinion, it's not all too cheap. Obviously, the snakebite collection was always not the most desirable, and the supply of these AKs is absolutely huge. But you cannot argue about the fact that this skin will be always desirable for some nice crafts. You can do so many different type of crafts with it, and each one of these crafts will be looking unique, even though it's the same skin just in black red. So it's very liquid, the demand is there. Long term it has been discontinued, so it has solid potential. I will be definitely taking a look at these skins as well. Notoriously, when no one is talking about these investments, it's the best time to invest into this, but always make your own research upon these investments. This is very important. The SCAR20 blueprint from the Spectrum collection is in the factory new condition, a mil-spec skin. Generally across the board, a lot of blue skins are currently exploding upon the Steam community and other third-party websites. But this skin from the Spectrum collection, which is very desirable, and the supply of those is also not huge. So these skins cost around like what, €1.50, somewhere in that area on third-party websites, obviously even cheaper. I would definitely take a look at these because down the line they have a solid potential. They will be used up in trade-ups just because it's not too expensive, I would say. And generally speaking, if the supply of the case will decrease, these mil-spec skins will only be rising down the line. But always remember not to invest only into one skin. Invest into many different ones, even though if they might be slightly cheaper, because it's very important to diversify your investments. It's very bad to put all your money into one basket. This is one of the most inconsistent skins that has been like basically introduced to CS2 in my opinion. The XM Solitude, not a lot of people talk about it. Most of the people actually forgot about it because it was not the best investment. I actually spent my Armory stars and I got first tried this in the factory new condition. And if you look upon the market, it has been selling around for like 60 euros, all of a sudden like for 6 euros. Recently it has been sold for 119 euros. Obviously the patterns matter a lot upon these, but generally speaking, this is the most unbalanced graph that I've seen so far. If you're interested in XM shotguns from the Overpass 20 and 24 collection, definitely go for these, because I think they have a lot of potential, especially if you aim for the factory new conditions upon these. These will be very desirable down the line for trade-ups, and the supply of these is actually not that high. Even though I know it has been in the Armory for such a long time, at least not every single collection will be announced discontinued at the same time, but I predict that the Overpass collection will be removed next from the Armory as well. The dual Berettas are also a purple, but they're a little bit more expensive. But some of these floats are also quite not the best ones, 0.067, so definitely always watch out for the floats because it's also kind of important. Some of the skins are float capped, you can definitely see it up on the floats. Even though the Spotted Field collection is not one of the most desirable ones, I still think that these Glocks will be used up in trade-ups a lot and will be consumed as play skins as well. So this is a W investment generally speaking. Even though the supply will be kinda up there, they will be used up because they will be demanded. The M4A1's fate is not gonna bottle down in price, it's gonna definitely rise. That's at least my prediction upon it. Always make your own research up on these skins, because the CS2 market is very volatile and we never know what Valve is gonna bring out with the next updates, right? A lot of demand for these ever since a lot of players are coming to the game, are returning to the game, and a lot of new players are also joining the game currently and in the future with the new updates. And Valve is definitely cooking something big because no Armory announcement has been added to the game or nothing, and some of the Armory items have been around for so many months already in the game. I mean, years at this point. But here I am still collecting my Armory stars, waiting for something new to get released. And the best advice I can give you, definitely don't spend your Armory stars. At the end of the day, you will get nothing. That's the most likely outcome, and the best way to invest is actually keep your Armory stars for the next update rotation and then buy some of the skins from the new collection. Budapest 20 and 25 sticker capsule. I mean, generally speaking, it was pumping a little bit in price. I mean, I can't even say pumping, it has risen slightly from 24 cents all the way up to 28, and a lot of people were like, only I need to sell right now, and the price obviously dropped. It liquidated itself, and generally I think it has a long-term great future, because at the end of the day, not so many people invested in it. I mean, obviously you can't compare it to Austin, because the Austin capsules are way better in my opinion, but the price is also very cheap on these Budapest capsules. Still, in my opinion, could turn out to be great investments if you hold on to these. Also, this Oak Carved Jade from the Ancient collection is one of the OG skins from this game. I used to have this skin back in the day. I used to buy it for like factory new, around like $15 to $20, somewhere in that area, maybe around 30ish, I'm not quite sure anymore. And the biggest thing I hated about this skin is, even though it looks very beautiful in my opinion, are these scratches on the front. I mean, it doesn't matter what float you get, it doesn't matter how low the float of the gun is. I mean, for example, this one is in 0.0008 and it still has some scratches. I mean, it's basically impossible to remove them from the gun. It is a very volatile investment, so I would be definitely keeping my hands away, but long term I think it's a great skin. The supply is not huge. It's an AUG skin and it's kind of expensive for a mil spec, so not a lot of people will be buying these, so they're not that liquid I would say, but still kind of decent. Here's something very important I did not mention in my last video about the M4A4 Polysoup. Yes, it was pumped in the recent few days, and generally speaking, not a lot of people still understand that the holo effect is back. But right now with the new beta, it has the new holo effect, and in the future, once once the beta becomes the real update in CS2, so basically when everyone needs to do this update, so everyone will see the polysoup differently, and at this point of time we could see a new spike in price for the polysoups. This is just my own prediction, it can be happening. I mean, generally we've been talking about this skin also before, so it has reason for us as well. That was also a great investment, but I will be very careful. You can sell for some profits, but I will be keeping them for the long run. I'm not the biggest charm investor, especially not from the new charms that have been recently introduced to the Armory. Well, recently it is already has been like so many months, but generally speaking, I've gotten this butane body in a 47,982 pattern. It's almost full. I've seen this selling for a lot up on the Steam community market as well. The cheapest one selling is currently for 152 euros. And generally speaking, over the past week, it has risen all the way up to 172. Always, it depends on the pattern, right, and how full the charm is with the liquid. But I have a feeling that these are not getting opened enough and the supply is shrinking because a lot of people are actually using them or keeping them, investing into them long term, maybe just because they like them and pay so much for these charms as well. When it was introduced, it was worth around like 85 euros to 75 euros for a very long time, somewhere in that area. And as you can see, all of a sudden like 160, 150 euro, and 10 requests to buy at 121 euros. So there's definitely something going on with these charms, be very careful. This one costs around like 100 euros, the M4 Evanescence Brightwater from the Bravo collection. Generally speaking, not one of the best skins, but as a collector I will be definitely going for it. It's a nice investment. This one is unfortunately, yes, in the minimal wear condition. The factory new conditions will be slightly more expensive, obviously. OG skin, so it's not gonna be the most beautiful M4 out there, but definitely a cool skin to have. And if you own one of these, I will be keeping them for the long run. And if you're interested in other CS2 investment videos, definitely go ahead and watch my other videos because we have covered some nice investments.